This week on Outdoor Bound TV, we're off to the prairies of western Minnesota for an upland game bird and waterfowl hunt with the boys from MaXXed Out Guides. First, we make our way to some CRP fields near Montevideo, Minnesota for a pheasant hunt. Then we travel further west along the Minnesota-South Dakota border for what has undoubtedly made this area famous, a duck and goose hunt over a decoy spread in a cut-off cornfield. Incredible. Atta girl. So we did it. Cool. Finally. Yeah.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission by Matthews and Vortex Optics.
Hi everyone, welcome to Outdoor Bound TV. I'm Kurt Walbeck. We're here in Manitoba, Canada, getting ready to head out on a lake trout trip. But this morning we'd like to send you off to the farmlands of western Minnesota, near the city of Montevideo. Now it's this area of Minnesota that our old buddy Graham Graseth from MaXXed Out Guides calls home. Now normally we are hunting all over the Midwest with Graham. We're doing snow goose in Kansas, we're doing honkers out in South Dakota, but on this trip we're going to do something a little bit different. First off, we head to the CRP fields near Montevideo to chase the ringneck pheasant.
All right guys, just a quick little game plan here for us this morning. We're gonna walk in down the bean edge here and just kind of go down and around to the far corner. I don't want to drive through the field here quite yet with this many vehicles because I just did this field work here and we'll make just a roadway through there. We've got a little path, but it'll really compact it. So we're gonna walk a little bit before we actually do the walk for the pheasant hunting. Once we get down in there, we're gonna push everything back up into the wind. Hunter and I are gonna be in the middle running the dogs. We're gonna have probably 4 and 4 flanking us on each side. Big thing when we're pheasant hunting, guys, is we gotta have everybody walk in a line, okay? We cannot have anybody getting out in front of the group. Bird flushes, swings this way, the guy goes over, somebody's right there. That's how accidents happen, and we definitely can't have that. Watch us, we'll set the pace and let the dogs work and lead the way. Common sense, safety stuff when you're shooting birds. Everything intended to is your zone. The guys on the right shoot the birds on the right. The guys on the left shoot the birds on the left. For the safety of the hunters and for the dogs, please walk with your gun barrels up. Gun barrels should be out in front of us at all times. We can only shoot roosters. This isn't a game preserve, so just roosters. So when that bird gets up and you see it, and you see that red, if it's red, it's dead. If it's brown, you gotta let it go, okay? And we'll call it out. So as soon as those birds flush, guys, if you see a rooster, start yelling it. Rooster, rooster, rooster. If it's a hen, yell the same thing. No shooting birds on the ground. Sometimes you'll see them scurrying through the grass and guys want to get up and shoot it. Absolutely not. That's a big no-no because there's probably a dog hot on its tail. When we go out there, we'll shoot the birds. Hunter and I will retrieve them with the dogs. We'll have everybody stay in their line, and then hopefully we do that a whole bunch of times. So we're going to start right here. We're going to put 4 on the end here. Hunter and I will go in the middle, and we'll put 4 on the other side. We'd like to have you guys about 10 to 15 yards apart. Roosters only, okay? Gun barrels up in the air. Okay, guys, let's hunt. Find a bird. Rooster!
Boy, that thing was right in on us. We stood here, took our time, the dog jumped the thing, 3 or 4 shots went off. I said, I better try him. It was fun.
Good boy. Good boy. Heel, heel, heel. Sit. Drop. Heel. So we've had a little bit of a slow morning the last few days waterfowl hunting. It's full moon, so the birds are mainly feeding at night. So we took the odd opportunity this morning, instead of going out and chasing fowl, took the guys out on a pheasant hunt this morning on some of our leased ground, and it's been a real good hunt so far. We just started hunting this field, so it should be a real good morning.
So who did shoot?
I'm not sure.
We're not.
I'm shooting blanks. Just ask Corinne.
Get him! Watch the dog, watch the dog! Good boy! Yep.
He's gone.
Down bird!
Good shooting, boys.
Hold tight, guys.
Yeah.
Go!
We're here in western Minnesota. We're with MaXXed Out Guides. The ducks are moving more in the afternoon, just feeding one time a day just because of the weather. So I think we've got about 4 pheasants on the ground and we're just getting started.
Rip cup! Okay guys, this stuff we're gonna go a little slower in. Make sure we give the dogs time to work. Rooster! Hey, nice shot, Rip Cup! Nice shot, buddy.
Just jumped right up there at my feet and almost stepped on him, and he just shot up out of there and scared me. Obviously I missed the first shot, so I was able to put the beat on him on the second one.
Drop.
Yeah. Good to go.
There we go. Rooster! Yeah, chew softly on that one, guys. One of the neat programs that we run out here are these combo waterfowl pheasant hunts, and it's nice for us as guides because we know on a day like this where the morning flight's going to be real slow and it's going to be tough for our clients to be successful. Instead of going out and sitting in the blind and kind of wasting the morning, then we could take them out in a pheasant hunt like this, get the guys out on some birds, get them some shooting, get them an experience that they maybe don't always get back home. A lot of people, especially from the south, have never hunted pheasants, and it's become a really popular package with us. And like I said, the guides love it because we can always hunt the conditions and put our customers on the best hunt.
I'm taking the credit. Even though he's got the big gun, I'm taking the credit on that one. You go ask him once. You go ask the other question on the other shooter once and see what he picks.
Just wasted bullet on that one. Joe thumped him about a split second before I did. I thought he was supposed to be old. So Joe's got a 410 and I've got this boomstick 3.5-inch 2 black cloud, and I'm pretty sure he beat me to that bird.
She's working on something.
Let him enough, I don't know. to do with gloves.
Dad flushed a rooster, he missed the first shot, and I cleaned it up for him. I shot the butt out of it, that's for sure.
What we found there is basically I'd call it like an evening nest where pheasants sat in there for probably the evening. It's almost circular and there's all kinds of droppings in there, so it's just a little protective area that you find in the grass every once in a while. You find them a lot of times in the snow and it looks a perfect circle and it's just deep and it has the droppings right at the bottom.
I slowed him down. Sure you did.
Who's going to take credit for that one?
Oh, I'm taking credit for that one.
I'm driving, so if he wants to walk home, there you go.
I'll let him eat it.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Here, let me see. Let me see.
Folks, I'm Graham Gressett with MaXXed Out Guides. Outdoor Bound TV will be right back after this brief message.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Mission Crossbows and HHA Sports.
So everybody's got their gun barrel up on that bar rest, right? Okay. So let's just do a practice run. We're gonna slide around the back side. You guys sit up and shoulder your weapon and pick out a bird like you would if there were ducks in front of you. Okay. We're calling. Okay, guys, kill them. Okay. So what you want to do, folks? All in one motion. Keep those gun barrels up for me if you can. All in one motion. You want to sit up and shoulder your gun all at one time. If you sit, get the blind doors open, sit up, and then grab your gun. With this wind, it's going to be too late, okay? You got to sit up and shoulder your gun all at one time. So let's do it one more dry run like that. Okay, guys, and kill them. There we go. So this morning we went out and took the guys out pheasant hunting, and like I said, the mornings have been a little bit slow with the feeds. The birds have been feeding more at night. So we went out and chased roosters this morning. Pretty much we got done with that set. We had lunch, came back to the lodge, grabbed all the gear, and then we came out here and set this cornfield that we've got right off the South Dakota-Minnesota border, on the Minnesota side obviously. And we're set up for ducks here. These ducks haven't been feeding in this field in the morning so much, but they've been hitting it real hard at night. It's a little bit early. We've already had a couple of flocks bomb in. We've got some mallards down, some pintails down. So it's looking like it's going to be a real good hunt tonight.
Left side. Who's got a shell? I got one.
Watch this hand. It's coming back. Yep.
It's a nice screen out there. It's just a view.
Kill them.
We've got a field that's it's a pretty tall chopped corn field. One of the things that we find is we see guys, they want to get out in the middle of that field. They want to hide right in the middle of the decoys. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that we see hunters doing. More and more birds get accustomed to these layout blinds. They get accustomed to the humps in the fields. Even we can put as much trash as you want on it, but you can't make the profile of that blind disappear. So instead of going out and sitting in the decoys, like a lot of people like to do, what we're doing is we're set up on this grass strip with our backs to it. We just used a bunch of grass and corn trash to make one, we're basically making the blind look like a clump of, waste grain or waste corn stubble in this field. And we're just trying to go with a real natural hide off of this fence line. The nice thing is the sun is to our backs, so these birds are working in, they're looking at that sun as they come in. We've got this fence row that we're in the shadow. Anytime that you can have the sun at your back when you're hunting waterfowl, so those birds are looking into that fireball as they're coming in, that's always going to increase your odds of being able to finish those birds tight. One of the other things that we're doing is we're not, birds obviously you want to work them into the wind. Instead of sitting right where they're looking at us the whole time at this strong wind, because the wind's coming out of the north at about 15 miles an hour, it's a good clip. By sitting off of them like this, we're actually going to cross shoot them. So as these birds come in, they're not looking at the hide and they're not looking at the blinds the whole way. They're looking at the decoys, they're looking at the spinners, and we're off of them. So when we're calling the shot, these birds are backpedaling right over the decoys and giving our clients some nice, easy shots.
Get them. Damn, boys, good job.
Okay, guns on safe real quick, fellas.
Barrels up.
Barrels up, fellas. You got one on the left, Joe said throwing away. Is there anybody that's interested in mountain drakes? Because we got some dandies in here, guys. If there is, you need to let us know. We just had a big group of greenheads come in, probably 30, 40 birds all centered up right in the kill hole, and the guys just absolutely put the hammer down. It was awesome.
For baseball, I guess, probably more like it.
Our season starts here in Minnesota. Actually, it's the first Saturday of every September. That's when we start with our early goose season. So our crew has been going now for basically 2 months straight. And we hunt early goose for the first part of September, where it's just we hunt our resident birds right here that are born and raised in Minnesota. Our duck opener usually happens either the second to the last weekend in September or the last weekend in September. And that's when our ducks open up. So we've been going on those now for, gosh, we're close to a month that we've been hunting ducks. And we'll hunt the ducks and geese all the way up through Thanksgiving. That's when our duck season closes. and then after that we still hunt honkers, and we mix in, like we did today, we'll mix in some pheasant hunts along the way as well. So it gives us a nice stretch from September, October, November into early December where we can hunt fowl here before we typically freeze up and the birds get snowed out, and then that's when we move down to our hunts down in Kansas. Watch that duck, and dead.
Yep.
Okay guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Folks, I'm Graham Gressett with MaXXed Out Guides. We're going to return to Outdoor Bound TV right after this commercial break.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Acme Tackle and Mountain Dew.
You know, we really enjoy the opportunity to hunt with Graham and the boys from MaXXed Out Guides each year. If you're interested in booking a trip with them in their home state of Minnesota or any of the other states they hunt, all of the information is right here on the screen. Check them out on the web or give them a call. You won't be disappointed. And we hope that you'll join us again here next week when we'll bring you more great hunting and fishing action from around the US, around Canada, and around the world, right here on Outdoor Bound TV.
Outdoor Bound TV is brought to you by Suffix and BMC Hooks.
I never had a blooper. Hi, Dad. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Good. Hey, Grammy, do you remember what we were talking about the other day? About how Minnesota is better than Wisconsin at every sport in the history of the world? We're gonna go to commercial. Ah, damn it. How Brett Favre was a much better quarterback for us than he was for the Packers. Straight cash, homie, that's what I am. Straight money every time. All right, let's try it again.
Your dad hit his head today.